Hello, welcome to Tyson and Teddy Talk. This is technically, officially, episode 1. We did a little test episode that is out there, but now we're here, we're hanging out. It's a Saturday. You know what I mean?
Phantom Menace.
This is just a show where we're chilling. What?
You said episode 1. The Phantom Menace.
I was like, what did he latch on to that then went to Phantom Menace? Yeah. Oh my god. Yeah, so this is a show where we're just chilling and we're talking about shit. We're talking about the Game Awards this week because I'm really excited about that. Did you watch that trailer?
Oh yeah.
That Jeff Keighley put out? So good. It's so good. I love that shit so much. It's awesome. But yeah, we're just hanging.
I
got back into Legends of Runeterra last night and today. Fucking great game. Just throwing that out there. Everyone needs to play it. It's so good, and I've missed it so much.
Is that a MOBA?
I just played. No, it's the card game.
A card game.
It's the
okay.
League lore universe card game. But when I just played 2 games, I played a lot of it earlier this year when I was doing morning streams when quarantine first started. I would play an hour of that and then 2 hours of something else or something. I did it every day, so I played the game every day. And it was so fucking fun. It's so good. I just played 2 games just now. I lost my first one to this deck that I was like, this is a rough one. I need to figure out how to deal with that. But then the next one was because they add in regions every now and then, and they added in a whole new region, which is a set of cards, and I had not seen any of them whatsoever. So I was like, this should be interesting. And then we went in, and they were almost they legitimately almost have me. I gave them the emote that's the good game kind of emote a couple of times because I was like, this is done. There's no way I win this. But you don't ever surrender in that game because anything can happen.
Never give up.
And you could have one good turn, and it's done. Never give up. Never surrender. Never back down. Never quit, you know? And one good turn, it was done. I was like, oh my god, am I about to win? I just won.
It's like
so
it's like chess,
so
the Queen's Gambit.
Yeah, dude. I haven't watched it.
Great show. Probably one of my favorites this year. Only 8 episodes, so that's perfect. Nice and short. No season 2. It's just done. It's great.
Oh wow. I literally haven't watched anything in the last 2 weeks other than keeping up with Mandalorian. I haven't watched anything.
I think I've watched 3 seasons of Dexter in the last week.
Damn.
They're only 12 episodes.
I've just been playing games.
And I've just been powering through them. Dexter's a pretty good show. I don't know if you've seen Dexter.
That's what I hear, but I hear that the ending's terrible.
Yeah, see, I haven't finished the final season, the 8th season. So I'm on season 7 right now. So then I remember everything that happens up until the end of season 7, and then I'll have to see how bad it is in season 8.
Yeah, but that is one of the shows that everyone says it's a really bad ending. So I was like, I'll just avoid it.
But it's coming back.
I hear that it's good.
So yeah, it.
Is it?
Yeah, 20. That's why I'm watching it. 2021, new season of Dexter.
New season?
Yeah, a whole new season.
Continuing or
yeah.
It's not a reunion, whatever.
No,
the show started in 2006.
Yeah.
It ended in 2013. That's 7 years ago, and they're just new season.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Well, all right. That's literally what every show has been doing. It's okay, well, people don't like our new stuff.
Some of the shows have done reboot shows, you know? A lot of them are usually
or continuations.
Fuller House.
Yeah, Girl Meets World.
You know? Yeah.
Those are all continuations. But they're continuations, but it's a new thing.
Apparently there's a That's So Raven show that's ongoing right now.
Isn't it? But it's with
when she's older.
Yeah, it's with both of them. Obviously. I think. I don't know.
Shout out to Corey in the house.
But yeah, so I wanted to watch all of Dexter before I get into the new season next year. Yeah, but it's good. Yeah, season 4, probably one of the biggest, I guess, twists I feel in my TV viewing. And like I knew it was gonna happen on my second time around. So like I kept trying to look for like tells and like foreshadowing, but there was nothing. It was just like so out of the blue, and it was perfect. And there's another big twist in season 6 that's like really, really good.
Oh, I was trying to remember like the general plot of the show, and I just looked it up, and I'm like, oh yeah, I totally remember. It's basically like
He's a serial killer.
He's like but it's. I was trying to remember because I knew it wasn't just that. It's like he's a like detective or whatever the fuck. He like solves murders, but he then goes and kills the serial killers.
Yeah, he's
a serial killer.
Blood spatter analyst. So he's not like a detective. He's like the nerd guy.
Huh.
So like
Good
when
old nerd guys.
When like there's blood splatter, he comes in and he kind of tells
that seems
like
very like specific niche, you know? Huh.
And his sister or his stepsister, Deb, she's like one of the best like parts of the show too. Her like arc throughout the whole show is really good. But yeah, great show. 12 episodes a season, so it's definitely easy to watch. And the first season's really good too. There's only like a few bad seasons. But that's like every show.
I literally haven't been watching anything. Any free time I've had, I've been streaming. This last.
And I watched Freaky last night because it's now on video on demand. It's like the horror movie with Vince Vaughn where he's a serial killer, and then he like stabs this young girl, and then they like swap bodies. So it's like Freaky Friday. Yeah.
Wow. Huh.
It's like a horror comedy a little bit.
Yeah.
But it was okay. Like it wasn't amazing. It was funny because then you have Vince Vaughn pretending to be a girl because like he's a teenage girl trapped in Vince Vaughn's body, and he's like a serial killer. That's the whole thing. So like they're trying to swap back, but like the cops are after Vince, like the Vince Vaughn body, but it's like this girl inside the body, and so there's lots of stuff that happens for like comical hijinks.
Yeah. Huh.
And it's like surprisingly gory.
Yeah.
It was a fun movie.
Okay. Remember Lindsay Lohan? She's doing
Freaky Friday, yeah.
Yeah.
That was a good one. With her and what's her name?
No idea. That's a movie I saw on Disney Channel when I was
crap. No, she's
13.
from Halloween. I apologize.
What's Lindsay Lohan up to these days? You know
Probably
what I mean?
just
8.7 million followers on Instagram.
It's a lot.
That's a lot. And 8.4 on Twitter. It's wild.
She probably isn't like doing anything. I don't think any real actor's doing anything right now, anyways.
Yeah, not a ton of opportunities to really do anything these days. Yeah, I just haven't been watching anything. Also, the Raven show that's going on now is called Raven's Home. If you want that to be known. It's still going. It is literally still airing, apparently. I wonder if it's any good. Tune in next week.
Probably not.
I'm gonna watch all
no
3 seasons of Raven's
to the people
Home.
who watched Raven's Home, but it's probably not good. It's probably really not.
I mean,
the only reason like Girl Meets World was like okay was because of the old cast. There was one episode I remember they brought everybody back. They brought the brother, they brought Sean, they brought his parents. It was the best episode. But other than that, the show was just like
that show was upsetting because because I watched all of Boy Meets World and then I watched that show.
100%. Boy Meets World. I have the DVD set.
Yeah, I watched all of Boy Meets World and then I went straight to Girl Meets World because I like binged all of Boy Meets World. I found it like online somewhere, and then it was so. Girl Meets World is upsetting because there were genuinely episodes that I was like, this is awesome. There were actually episodes where the writing was very similar to like Boy Meets World and like the kind of stuff that they tackled. and then the majority of it is like very clearly garbage Disney like
Yeah.
focus group. Like
The problem is
it's fucked up.
they made it specifically for the Disney Channel.
Yeah.
So like I don't know if the writing had to be a certain way, because like before Boy Meets World was on ABC, it was on what was it, TGIF? It was this. You don't know TGIF?
Before my time.
That's
I
before
know
your
it.
time?
I didn't
Really?
watch it.
TGIF, man. That's
I just
those were the
watched,
best TV watching
Disney Channel
days
Nick.
like ever. Because you would have maybe 2 hours of like half an hour comedies, sitcoms, like back to back to back, all new. Some of them would even have crossover episodes like during TGIF. It was a whole event. It was perfect.
I've heard about this.
It was
but
great
I was
because you
not
had
a
like
part of
Sabrina
it.
the Teenage Witch. There was like Step by Step. There was Boy Meets World. I don't think Full House. Full House might have been in there. There was Family Matters. Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Family Matters.
Shout out to Urkel. You know?
Good old Steve Urkel. Where's the Family Matters reunion? Like I don't care about any other reunion.
we need.
Yeah, Family Matters was great,
Yeah, sure.
especially because like nerds and like that kind of like
I don't think that's like the representation that we want, though. You know,
Steve
what I mean?
Urkel. Steve Urkel's great,
Steve
man.
Urkel.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he's very like.
And then he goes into the machine,
Purposefully
and then he's
cartoony.
Stefan Urkel.
I don't know about that.
You didn't know that?
No, that's. Didn't know about
He has
that
like
one.
a transformation machine who turns in that turns him from a nerd to cool. And then
And
he
this
like,
was like in the show.
oh yeah.
I didn't.
And, like-
I didn't think the show got weird and sci-fi.
Oh yeah. And so
What?
so like there was always the conundrum because like Steven or Steve had a crush on Laura, like the girl. But then when he turned into Stefan, then she liked him. It was a whole thing.
Wow. No, I didn't know that
Yeah, it
they
was
had
great.
machines that turned you into a different person with different personality. I didn't know that
Yeah,
was
it was
a
a
thing.
totally different.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
so he lost the glasses, and then he was like just the actor, like the actor who played him. I
Yeah.
forget, Jaleel White, I think his name is. And he was like cool and
definitely
suave and stuff, and
Opening this
yeah,
right now on YouTube,
yeah,
and I'm looking at it.
it's great. Man, Family Matters is a hidden gem. There's not a lot of it is like it's really good, and nobody gives it enough credit. Nobody does. Everybody remembers.
When we all
Boy
talk
Meets
about
World.
the, I mean, rightfully so though. When it comes to Boy Meets World,
Yeah,
I still think that's the best sitcom that I've seen. Just like sitcom wise, you know, I don't really
Oh.
consider like The Office or Parks and Rec or anything like that like a sitcom.
like
it-
like
Technically,
pre.
it is? I don't know.
Yeah, like 90s, like pre 2000s sitcoms.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably.
I mean,
Boy Meets
spoilers
World.
for Boy Meets World, but I'm telling you, man, the episode where Sean's fucking dad dies. He literally straight up dies. I was
Yeah.
like, he was in like a wreck, and then they go to the hospital or whatever, and I'm like, oh yeah, I'm not worried at all because
Yeah.
I'm just like, oh
It's a
yeah,
sitcom.
it'll be fine. It'll be fine. It's a sitcom, and then he fucking dies, and
Yeah.
I was like, what? Are you serious? But it was in a good, like, they actually tackled fucking death and
Yeah, they did a
loss.
lot. There was some
Wild.
serious. There was always some
That's great.
serious episodes, and they like never
yeah.
felt out of place either.
Yeah.
It felt real.
Shout out, dude.
But even look at Full House when Michelle got thrown from a horse and she lost her memory. I think that's how they ended the show.
Hold the phone.
I don't know if that might have been the season. What is it? Penultimate episode.
No, it's the finale.
I think she gets her memory back though.
I just did a quick Google.
I'm
and it
pretty
says
sure-
Full House ended 20 years
I
ago
have-
today, May 23rd, with a controversial finale involving Michelle Tanner temporarily losing her
Yeah.
memory after a horse riding accident.
Yeah.
Wow.
What a
Yikes.
terrible finale.
Yeah, that's not good.
No, I think like the best '90s sitcom is obviously Seinfeld.
Oh,
It has to be.
Seinfeld. I mean, yeah.
But it's in its
Yeah, I
own
guess.
league because it's like you can't really compare like Boy Meets World to Seinfeld. Seinfeld is
I
it's
mean,
like
Seinfeld is a lot more of a. I don't want to say that Boy Meets World is not a comedy, but it's not really a comedy. You know what I mean? Like Seinfeld is
those after school specials.
a lot more of a like a comedy. Like
Yeah.
it's trying to be a funny show. You know,
Like
what I
they
mean?
craft jokes
Yeah.
to be like, okay, here's the punchline at the end of the joke. We're gonna start it at the beginning, that kind of stuff. Whereas like Boy Meets World really tells like a story
Yeah.
instead of
Yeah.
like, I guess Seinfeld still sort of tells a story, but like it's more
Yeah, but they're all
set up,
I don't know.
punchline, set up.
Remember the episode where they were in the fucking Chinese restaurant for 30 minutes?
Oh yeah,
It's a whole episode
yeah.
of them just trying to get a table at the Chinese restaurant, and they're too hungry, so they keep considering leaving. It's the whole thing. It's great, but it's so like people
It's relatable.
going back and watching that now, though, not a lot of it would be super relatable because like it's
No.
an era before smartphones. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
it's not how things work anymore, a lot of the time. But it still was interesting. and
There's still
relatable
there still
back
will
then.
always be a couple of episodes that people will relate, no matter how
Yeah.
far we get into like technology.
Yeah.
Like there'll
There's
always be
still
something.
a kernel of like truth to each of it too,
Yeah.
even if like the process has changed. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's your '90s sitcom segment.
Man, I love me some '90s sitcom. There was, like Saturday morning cartoons, that too.
Yeah, but I watched like the weird Saturday morning cartoons because my family didn't have cable for the longest time because my parents just didn't want to get cable, so we had an antenna that got like all the local channels, so like Fox or ABC, and that's like it. So I had like 2 channels of Saturday morning cartoons, and they were not great. Like ABC, I remember around the end of the morning would just start playing like the same exact reruns of like Sweet Life of Zack and Cody. Like that was the end of it. But like I had like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles was
The
the
cartoon
one that I mainly
or the
watched.
I guess obviously
Yeah,
the cartoon. The
And-
live action I remember.
Oh man,
The one season of live action Ninja Turtles.
I didn't get much. Like, okay, real talk. This is since we're in like also video game
Nostalgia of the
world.
TGIF and Saturday morning cartoons.
I genuinely, when I started listening to Xbox Unlocked, like or not, Podcast Unlocked, the Xbox podcast that IGN does, and they started talking about like every now and then they'll reference the Viva Pinata game. And how that's like a classic and whatnot. People really like that game and whatnot. When I first heard that, I was like, oh, so they made a game off of the show. Interesting. And then
There was a
over
show?
time, I started looking. There was a fucking Saturday morning cartoon that was
remember a show.
Viva Pinata. And that's why, straight up, later I looked it up and no, like, I'm pretty sure the game was developed and then they made a show off of it. The game was what came first. And I had no idea. I just knew it from this shitty, like, animated Saturday morning cartoon about these
That's
pinatas.
crazy.
Yeah.
Can you imagine
That was like,
when like people will watch like the Assassin's Creed movie and then they hear that there's games and they're like, "Oh man, they made a game off of that movie."
Oh,
There's
that
probably
would
a
hurt.
lot of people in the world
I don't know
who
about
their
a lot,
first-
but there's definitely
well, yeah, maybe not a lot, but like the Tomb
there's
Raider.
definitely some.
Well, maybe not Tomb
Yeah.
Raider. Tomb Raider's pretty old for people to know.
Tomb Raider has, Tomb Raider's even older than Assassin's Creed when it comes to being around for a
Yeah.
long time. So
But like Prince of Persia, all of these terrible fucking movies.
real talk, when I was younger and saw the Prince of Persia movie and hadn't played the games, I quite enjoyed the Prince of Persia movie.
God.
And then as I got older, I was like, oh, everyone hates this. Interesting. I
Uh-huh.
didn't realize. I watched it when I was very young, so I don't know. When
I
did
don't
the
know.
Prince
I
of
don't know.
Persia-
I played, like, obviously I played the games before, and I loved the Prince of Persia games. But yeah, the movie was just bad. I don't think there's ever going to be a good video game movie.
Warcraft, it already exists. Fight me. Everyone talks about this. Warcraft is a good fucking movie.
I didn't
and no
see
one
it.
ever mentions it. And it always.
Then it obviously isn't because
I quite
Those
enjoyed
people-
it. What's the Rotten Tomatoes for Warcraft? I know it's not great, but I genuinely really like the movie.
I don't know
I own
but
it
I
on
guess I don't know the
DVD.
story of Warcraft, so it'd be
Ooh,
different
never
for me.
mind. No,
Is
I'm
it-
definitely in the minority, and that's okay. but I quite enjoyed it. I mean, fucking the Alicia Vikander Tomb Raider was not bad at all. Genuinely not a bad movie.
I didn't care.
Wasn't
for it.
like amazing, but it was fine.
It was okay, but it wasn't like I don't know. It's hard to, and that's the same thing with the Uncharted movie. It's not gonna be a great movie.
Oh,
Like-
isn't there rumors that there's supposed to be a trailer for that tomorrow? I don't know where I heard that. But
You think
or
that they
not
would-
tomorrow, Thursday? You know.
You think that they would do that
I don't
for?
know why I'm thinking it's tomorrow.
Oh yeah, for the Game Awards. Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm a
No, I heard rumors about it.
love Tom Holland. Don't like him as Drake. It's just weird.
You don't know. You're not giving him a chance.
No, but he's too.
don't know yet.
He's too young. Like Drake's
Young
like.
Drake.
I don't want a young. I don't want a
there.
young Drake. And then like
He was
Sully.
there.
I just don't understand why Mark Wahlberg is Sully.
'Cause he
Like
makes
for
that
one,
money.
Mark Wahlberg's like 5'3".
Brings in the people.
He's a tiny
he
man.
really?
Well, he's not 5'3". He's probably like 5'5".
I was about to say, I was like 5'3" is very.
He's tiny, but he's like
He's
built.
He's my height. Okay. All
Okay,
right.
then-
That is average.
then
That is
what is he?
average. He's
5'8".
5'8".
5'8".
5'8". Yeah.
But like Sully is a tall man. He's
I mean,
taller than Drake.
I never really. Sure. Sure.
I don't know.
I don't
I think it's gonna. I think it's gonna
Holland's-
bomb.
There's no way that movie financially bombs.
Not financially, but critically bombs.
Well, actually, at this point, I feel like every movie is financially gonna bomb.
Yeah.
and with COVID, I don't really know what movie financially succeeds.
I don't know.
how
How,
that
I don't know
works.
how that's gonna. It's
Yeah,
gonna be
who
interesting
knows?
how like with the future of that, but
Okay, so
Critically, it
Tom
will.
Holland is a presenter for the Game Awards.
Yeah.
And Jeff Keighley used the image of him with the Drake outfit on. So like, if they don't show a oh man,
Like,
imagine if
you
he
don't
does that.
think
He
it's
just comes up,
weird?
gives
You-
away award, and no, I definitely think it's weird.
no.
No,
I
I mean I wasn't a fan.
I was like, you don't think it's weird to have like Tom Holland as currently
Yeah,
and
no, it's
still Spider-Man, who Peter Parker is in fact a like little baby boy. He's little baby
I
Spider-Man.
mean that's gonna be Drake. He's gonna be a little baby Drake.
Yes, but he doesn't. He looks all like tough, and he's not like.
Yeah.
Remember Uncharted 3?
I mean, he genuinely looks like that's what I would say. Like looking at the image, he does kind of look like a little older than the Uncharted 3 young Drake, which is like, I don't know, 3 or 4 years older, and that's like college Drake because he was like high school, middle school Drake. I don't know, in that game. I can see he's college Drake. He's out there.
But he's
out there.
it's so. I think it's dumb. I think it's just.
I mean, I do too. I definitely would not have chosen that. And when that was all being announced, I was like, "Can we not? Can we do just like regular?"
like, wasn't the rumor
but
back when
whatever,
the
at this
games
point.
were still coming out that like, oh, Mark Wahlberg was gonna be Drake? That was like now that's the whole joke. Is like Mark Wahlberg was in talks to be Drake,
I don't remember that.
and so much time has passed that he is now Sully.
It's literally gone through like 5 different directors or something like that.
Yeah, that
It's
that
I
movie's
can't
doomed.
believe that movie is being
Doomed.
made.
That's another bad movie, video game movie.
It hasn't come out. It
No, I
doesn't
said
exist
doom,
yet.
like because I said it's doomed,
Oh,
and I
okay.
said there's another
Okay.
bad video game movie.
Doom. There was a Doom movie.
Oh my God, really? The Rock was in it,
I don't know,
and
sorry.
Keith, what's his name?
Oh, I've definitely heard of this before.
The dude from The Boys.
Shout out, man.
The Irishman. Is he Irish? British?
I don't know. I've never seen that movie either.
The Boys?
No, The Irishman. It's a movie.
Uh,
Netflix.
I forget. No,
You're like, we've talked about The Boys.
I forget his
And
name.
it's a
I forget his
show.
name in the show, and I forget the actor's name. But they were both. Excuse me. They're both in Doom. Doom is a very terrible movie.
It doesn't look shot well at all, just from this one trailer.
Well, and then the funny thing is
Like-
that like the end, I forget something happens, and then it goes into like first person, and it goes into like it's mimicking the video game.
my
So it's
God.
like all these things are coming up. It's bad.
It's very weird because this yeah, I don't know. This trailer, like, I get that it's supposed to. It looks like it's trying to be a horror movie, but like the lighting, there's like no lighting. Like it's in that level of dark where you can barely see what's happening like the entire time.
Yeah. Well, I think it's like early 2000s.
Yeah, yeah. Like anyone watching the video version, look at the screenshot. Look at this. This is them running. Yeah, like you guys know what I'm talking about. But speaking of video games, are you excited about the Game Awards?
I am.
I'm pretty pumped about it.
The thing is like there's not going to be probably as many announcements.
4 hours. There's got to be something.
I
It's
don't
4
know.
hours long.
But like, I don't know. I guess we'll see. I'm not expecting like game releases, like things that are like, oh, it's out now. I'm not expecting that.
There'll be a couple of them, but that's kind of it, you know.
Yeah.
I don't remember what they've done in the past when it comes to that, but I mean, I'm not necessarily excited about the announcements.
I'm excited for
about
trailers.
Just hanging out. Trailers are gonna be cool, but hanging out, celebrating video games over the last year, you know, that's what it's all about. It's always fun.
This has been a pretty
Looking
good
through
year.
right
I'm trying to like make my
Yeah,
top 10, and there's a lot of games in there.
yeah. It's 2020's been pretty damn good for video games, dude. Pretty damn good. All right, here's what I want to do because I never.
Are we doing like a?
I usually do this with friends, and I want to do this right now because usually we do it like 30 minutes before the show, and then we're like rushing to like put together a thing. I'm gonna make a Google Doc right now,
Let's do this.
and we're gonna make predictions.
And
I'm
you will
really
see how
excited
right
about it,
I am about video games.
actually. Okay. Sure thing.
Yeah.
Hold on. Let's do
The rightest.
The rightest.
The rightest.
Game Awards 20.
While we're doing that, FYI, I started Immortals Phoenix Rising last night. Holy shit.
Yeah?
Is that a fucking good game?
I'm jealous.
It is. I don't know. Did you say that it's supposedly short?
Short-ish, not like
I don't know.
Odyssey length. But
Maybe not Odyssey length, but like there's a lot in there. When I started it, I was
I
like,
wonder if this,
open the map, and I was like, oh shit, there's a lot. But yeah,
yeah,
it's
no,
really-
I mean it's pretty big. It says that to beat the story it takes around 30 hours. So yeah,
yeah,
definitely shorter on an RPG spectrum these days.
probably like.
Any
Well, it's
day.
not. It's more Odyssey than RPG. I feel.
Well, Odyssey is an RPG.
I guess, but like, it's
No.
Odyssey. No, it's Odyssey. Okay, no, it's Odyssey without like the RPG elements.
I mean, there's still like gear and skills.
gear,
and
but, like, not-
leveling and
But like,
I know it's not to the same degree. But
it's
like,
very.
It's still
It is
there.
it's so minimal that I don't classify it as an RPG. It's an action adventure game. That's just like that has some RPG doused into it.
No.
Yeah, because like you can
If we're
ignore
talking-
all of that and still play the game. Like I'm playing the game on hard, and it's like still this is not a baby's game.
And
Don't
you're
wanna say it's baby.
ignoring your skills and all of your gear and
Yeah, because
items.
it doesn't hold weight.
Well, that's just not good. That doesn't.
No, like
that's
it's the combat's
that's a
fun.
downside.
The combat's
Yeah.
fun, and like
No,
the
I
fighting's
get
fun
that.
and the puzzles are fun, but like you don't have to. The thing that I love about like a good RPG is that you could like bash your head, like even in Assassin's Creed, like Valhalla, you can be really stuck on like a boss or an area, or like there's a lot of tough enemies, and like you can change up your skill tree, you can change up your loadout, and again then it will actually work.
Yeah.
That's what I love about those kind of games. But like with Immortals, it feels like it's just there to be there. I don't feel the need to, and I also don't like that you have to unlock the super hard mode by playing.
I've only watched one review about it, but in the review they were, at least the person that I watched said, like, really did praise the RPG mechanics, or not mechanics, but aspects of it, of like the progression, and how like the progression curve feels really good, of like getting new abilities and getting new gear and whatnot. Like it feels really well paced out, and it does feel impactful. So that's a bummer.
Like the abilities, yeah, are fun, but I mean, like, you don't. I don't know how to explain it. Like, you don't need them. Like, I don't know. I've just been, and the combat is just, it like you, unless maybe there's gonna be a cliff where it finally gets hard, but I'm like, this is not that difficult. That's the same with Valhalla as well. Valhalla is not difficult.
I've definitely heard is that Valhalla is like way too easy.
It's way too easy. Yeah. So easy that I'm like crippling myself by not investing my level up points, so that I don't over level. I'm like under level for all of these areas to try and make it seem a little bit harder.
Yeah, I've watched more stuff about Valhalla, and the more I watch, the more I'm like not as excited to get to it, but it's okay. I'll get to it in 3 years, so it's fine.
It's I love it. I think it's probably my second favorite Assassin's Creed. What?
I can't say anything because I haven't played it. So you know what?
But it's just like,
that's good. I'm happy for you.
It's tough because I can't hold the older Assassin's Creeds higher because of like rose tinted glasses, and it's like, well, I played these like before all of these quality of life things were in the game, so I have to value them differently. Like, I don't. It's like Assassin's Creed 2 obviously is not better than Odyssey or Valhalla.
Yeah, but it can still be your favorite. You know what I mean? It's not technically better, but it can still be like, I think I would still say that Revelations is probably my favorite Assassin's Creed.
It's the only one I haven't finished.
It's not the best one by far.
It's the only one I never finished.
Damn.
Old Man Ezio is just like, nah.
Yeah, dude, he's out there. Old Man Ezio. I love it. Got the hook blade.
I don't know.
There's two vital parts, the hook and the blade.
I love what Valhalla does. I just wish it was harder.
Yeah. I'm going to get to it eventually. I played 30 minutes of Odyssey on my exercise bike today, so I'll get there eventually in another 150 hours.
When we'll Assassin's Creed, what's the next one? I guess it's not going to be called Samurai. They're going to have to do it. They're running out. They're running out of things to do.
I do not think that Assassin's Creed in feudal Japan or anything like that is the next game. It could be, but I definitely wouldn't make that prediction.
What else could it be?
Because literally people have been saying that for years. Like, they've wanted a samurai Assassin's Creed forever. So, like, the fact that they would now be like, all right, let's go.
I'm just trying to think of, like, what else
came out,
is there?
Like, I don't know.
What other, like,
they got literally the entire world and
but they've done it all.
History of time.
We've done it all.
No, they haven't done it all.
What else is there?
Way.
We got Vikings.
I mean,
we got Greek mythology.
I'm literally just thinking, like, the history of America. They did the Revolutionary War. They didn't do the Civil War. Fuck it. Go back and do the Civil War.
No, because that's the one that's, like, most...
battles and wars and like... I mean, what they've done... They slightly touched on World War I with Assassin's Creed Syndicate, but fuck it. World War One. You know what I mean? They literally have.
But assassins
the
in a
whole
world
of
war
the
is
world.
weird.
They actually did the fucking. There was literally like World War One missions in Syndicate. Shout out to Syndicate, my second favorite.
I don't remember.
If not my first favorite. I love Syndicate so much.
I think mine goes
That
Odyssey,
game is
Valhalla, Black Flag.
Yeah.
But then again, like Black Flag is not a great Assassin's Creed game, but it's a great ship game.
That's what I've always said. That is what I've always said. It's not a good Assassin's Creed game. It's a great pirate game.
Yeah.
It's a fantastic pirate game. And it's still like
And nothing comes close. Like even in Odyssey, when you have like ship battles, I'm like, man, this is just not as good as Black Flag.
Evie Fry, you know? I'm just like looking at Syndicate videos. Shout out to Evie. She was awesome.
I wish that they could remaster those games and make them run on the engines that we have now and make it so that like
Syndicate still feels good.
I
Two,
disagree.
like when they remastered the Ezio collection, that was a little eye-opening. I still will play them, but that was a little.
it's tough. It's tough to play
Oof.
those like the older ones.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Okay, let's do this.
All right, Game of the Year
Yeah.
awards. That's not it. I was just reading and
Yep.
just
Game of the Year
Game of
awards,
the Year
starting
awards.
with Best Esports Team.
Oh, we're going from the
No.
bottom to the top.
Yes,
Okay.
that's what we're gonna do.
Okay.
And I'm gonna say no. We're not. Do we want to give a prediction for?
Oh yeah,
each
we're going
one?
we're going for all.
But like, we don't know anything about.
Who
this.
cares?
I don't.
Which one looks the coolest?
I mean, I hear a lot about. Oh, God, I don't fucking know. So, best esports team.
What's hot?
Damwon Gaming, League of Legends, Dallas Empire, Call of Duty, G2 Esports, League of Legends, San Francisco Shock, Overwatch League, Team Secret, Dota 2. I mean, can I just vote for the Shock because it's Overwatch League?
Yeah, there you go. You can. I'm gonna
All
go
right, fuck it.
for G. No, I'm gonna go with Damwon.
If I lose because of these picks, I'm gonna be mad about it.
That's too bad. I'm going with Damwon. Damwon Gaming. League of Legends.
I mean, that's honestly the smart pick.
yeah.
Cisco Shock. Okay, and then best esports host: Alex Goldenboy Mendez, Alex Machine Richardson, FA Shocks. Man, I don't know how to say her last name. Deporte. It's something super like. I think she's like Swedish. I follow her on Instagram and on Twitter. I've followed her for years because I used to watch.
But you
stuff,
don't
she's
know
great.
how to say her name.
Shocks is great. No, because it's just Shocks. That's what she goes by. James Dash Patterson. I think he's also a league dude. I don't know. Shocks is like the league stuff in Europe. And then Jorian Sheever Vanderheijen. That's what I'm going to go with. That's what I'm going to go with there. Wow. It doesn't give where she's from.
I thought it wasn't.
I'm.
You pick
I'm
first.
Ooh. No, I picked first last time. You picked first this time.
Okay, I'm going with Golden Boy.
Also, what we should do normally in the other categories is we should. I mean, right now it doesn't fucking matter because we don't care. But we need to predict and then say what we want to win, like what we're actually voting for.
Yeah.
And then have a prediction. But here, don't give a fuck.
This is the first annual Tyson and Teddy Talk, the Game Awards predictions, 2020.
First annual 2020.
Let's make it
so
the
every year it's gonna
longest
be
title.
2020.
The longest title ever.
I like it. Let's see. Literally everything my whole doc is in bold for no reason.
'Cause bold's the best.
Okay.
Be bold.
said-
Isn't that like a Doritos? Doritos, be bold.
It's something like
I
that.
swear it was
I don't know
Doritos.
if it's Dorito, but it's some sort of like snack thing. You know? Shox has won this before, and I feel like Alex has won this before too. Golden Boy.
Do they
wanna
do they get
say-
renominated? Or I guess that's best like creator that they don't get nominated again.
Yeah. I would, and also on the others, I'll read out the description for the categories. But for these, again, we're just throwing out random guesses because we're not super in that that world. I'm gonna say James Dash Patterson because I know Dash has been around in League for a while. I'm pretty sure. I'm gonna say that, and somebody's gonna be like, "No, man, he's a Smite commentator."
Actually,
he commentates fucking Smite. Okay. And then best esports game for the game that has delivered the best overall esports experience to players, inclusive of tournaments, community support, and content updates, irrespective of genre or platform. So this one is interesting. We have Call of Duty Modern Warfare, Counter-Strike Global Offensive, Fortnite, League of Legends, Valorant. I will say League won last year.
I'm gonna go with.
I also need to be voting while
go.
I'm doing this. I'm literally signed in, so I'm just gonna click vote on all of these. I voted for. I'm actually gonna vote for Shocks. Okay. Yeah, I did go first, or you did go first last time. So yeah, League won last year. I wish I was paying more attention, because I don't really know if people like Valorant's support. You know what I mean? I have no idea. If
it's still popular? Or is it still in like the top 10?
Know.
Probably the top 10.
Know.
Maybe not the top 5.
That's the thing. But like, even if people are still playing that game and if they still like it, I have no idea if the esports scene is like well supported. You know what I mean? Like, there's a difference between the game still being successful and like if it has a thriving esports scene. But this is basically still a random guess too. I would say League if it. I mean, it still might win this year. Fuck it. But I'll say Valorant to be different. Might as well.
I'm going with Fortnite.
Fortnite, okay.
You just cannot vote against good old Epic. They got their hands in everything.
In the cookie jar, you know what I mean? Okay, and then we have best esports event. We do not know anything about these. Blast Premier Spring 2020 European Finals for CSGO. Call of Duty League Championship 2020 Call of Duty. IEM Katowice 2020.
Oh yeah,
CSGO.
man. Katowice.
Katowice League of Legends World Championship 2020. I feel like League has won several times. Overwatch League Grand Finals 2020. I didn't actually pay.
I'm gonna go with the Grand Finals because that's the nicest looking picture out of all of these 4 or 5.
For Al.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, Overwatch League, man, I used to follow it. I feel really bummed that I have kind of fallen off the train. But, like,
it's not, I don't know if it's, like, marketed well. Like, it's not.
Well, I mean, it was for a long time, to be honest. But I don't know if, I haven't seen a lot of stuff about it this last year. But I will say, it's super, super fucking fun to watch. As somebody who's watched other esports in the past, like, it was really fun to follow Overwatch League. But with any esport, if you leave for a season or a year or even less and you come back, rosters change so often in esports that, like, Dallas Fuel, there's no one on that team that I know. No one. Yeah. They're either completely newer from different teams, but there's no one that was on the roster when I was watching. Literally earlier this year. Like, I was watching Owl in, like, February. Like, it's wild. I am gonna say the Call of Duty League Championship because I feel like that's been nominated for the last, like, 2 years, but I don't think it's ever won. And I have no basis to say other than that. Like, no evidence.
These still go towards the total, but these are just like our throwaway points.
Yeah. Oh God, especially this one. Best esports coach.
Oh man, I know. I know all the coaches.
Danny Zonic Sorensen from CSGO, who's wearing 2 headsets in this picture. One on his neck, one on his head. And both, like, not gonna question that one. And then we have Day-He Krusty Park.
Oh, I know why he's doing. I know why he's doing the double headset.
Oh yeah,
because he's listening to like somebody else in the ears, and then talking to like maybe I don't know what the players in the other headset.
Like, but like, why not have that in one system?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I feel like that's the flaw.
Because he
I
looks
think
like
this
he's
guy
a
that
good
I just
multitasker.
listed-
Then
Yeah,
he's
yeah.
like, yeah.
I feel like this guy that I just listed is on the Shock because he's Overwatch League and he has an orange jacket. So I'm like, he's probably the Shock's coach. He wasn't the Shock coach when I was watching, but
Now he is.
shocker.
Shock.
Oh. Shocker. They changed it.
A
Oh.
little shocker.
Okay. The Spider-Man villain. And then we have Fabian Grabs Loman from LOL. Then we have Lee Zepha Jamin from LOL. And then Raymond Rambo Lussier from COD. I'm gonna say, is it my turn? I think it is.
Sure. I can't remember. Yeah.
I'm gonna say,
Yeah, it is, yeah.
fuck it. I'm gonna say Fabian Grabs Lowman. And yes, I'm going to copy that name. It's not letting me copy it because because it drags when I do that. Oh no. Oh no.
What?
Because I don't want to type all that.
Can't you highlight it?
There we go. It wouldn't let me when I was on the side-by-side view, but when I went bigger it can. So yeah, we're gonna do that. Fabian Grabs Lowman from League of Legends. And I'm gonna vote for him too.
Good pick.
You know? I want him to win.
I'm going with my boy Rambo. Mostly because his name is Rambo, and I like that movie.
Close enough, dude. Also, now I'm trying to vote and it won't let me. It's not letting me do it. Oh no! I'm gonna refresh the page real quick because I want to vote as I go along here because I did sign in, even though your vote counts for like 10% or something, like the community vote.
10%. It's
It's
more than
something.
5.
Better than nothing. You are correct. It is more than 5. You're so right. So you said you're going Rambo?
Rambo.
Okay. Let me get
You gotta be a
this
good coach
here.
with a name like Rambo.
Or you're a terrible coach because you're just like, fuck it. You're just like, isn't that Rambo's whole thing? It's just like Leroy Jenkins kind of deal?
No, he's very
No?
meticulous. He's very
Is he?
calculated. Yeah.
I feel like Rambo,
And you
the
can't
picture
kill
that I think of in my head for Rambo is when he's just like
He's got 2
going
machine
in with,
guns.
like two machine guns just
But the thing that he never instigates. It's always people coming after Rambo.
likely story, dude.
People coming after Rambo, and he's just like, whoa, don't make me go all
Whoa.
Rambo on you. And then he has to go
Yeah.
all Rambo on him.
But that's the phrase. You see what I mean? Okay, and then we have best esports athlete. We have Ian Crimsick supporter from Call of Duty.
Can we get
HEO Showmaker Sue from League of Legends. Kim Canyon Jeonbu from League of Legends. Anthony Shotzi Cuevas Castro? Cuevas Castro. It's close enough. From Call of Duty. Matthew Zhu.
It's Matthew.
Oh my god.
Matthew.
His gamer tag is ZYWOO. Ziwu. Yeah, Ziwu Herbout. And then that's from CSGO.
Okay, I'm just gonna say.
I've literally heard of 0 of these people.
I'm just gonna have a quick hot take. Is that like people want games and gaming personalities to be taken seriously? We want games to be taken seriously from the rest of the world. Drop our goddamn like weird ass names.
Tags.
I'm sorry.
That's just a part of esports culture at this point. You can't
Well,
change
it's
that.
no, but it's
sadly.
everywhere. Everybody's got like your username, but it's
Oh yeah. But especially in esports, they choose it and that is what they are called. Like,
But it's
in
so,
the, like, spectating and everything.
I don't know.
It is odd.
It's very odd.
Like, I get it. I've thought about that, especially when it comes to like Overwatch League. I was kind of surprised, like when they started that. I was a little shocked. I was like, I was San Francisco shocked. You know what I'm saying? But when that started and they were still doing the esports like names, because that Owl started with like the very like football format of like American football and that whole thing. So I figured if there was any time to drop it, it would be then, but they did not. So you're saying?
Oh,
Who
I'm
are
going
you-
first.
who are
I'm
you
going
saying?
with all the same game. I'm gonna go with Crimsix. Crimsix.
Okay. That's from Call of Duty.
Yeah.
Ian Crimsix Porter. Let's see. I'm gonna get him over in the column for you.
Yeah,
and
I don't
then,
know.
Yeah, who knows?
These names.
Yeah.
Just can't.
Usually, I at least recognize some of them. Like, there's no one in here from Overwatch League, and there's no one in here. There's 2 people from League, but they're global teams. Those aren't NA teams, I don't think. That's the same team.
Nobody from
Looks like based on
Destiny.
the jersey. Man, that Destiny esports scene is out there thriving, you know?
Good old
But,
trials.
like, usually, almost every year, Faker is here, who's a big League of Legends player, and I recognize him. He's not here this year, so that's interesting. I'm going to go with Showmaker. Hio Showmaker Sue. That's who I'm going to go from League of Legends. Don't know what team. He's got a cool light blue jersey.
That is the smart
Got a
pick.
cool light blue
you know?
jersey. Let's see. Best. Okay, now we're into games.
Now we're finally
Let's go.
okay.
Now we're into games. All right, this is where the timestamp begins for
We just cut all
for
that
Game
out.
Awards
Just
predictions.
get rid of it.
I'm gonna. No, we're not gonna get
No,
rid
I
of
know.
it. But I probably will actually put the timestamp right here.
Yeah, it's like this is where we
Okay.
talk about games.
This is where we talk about games. We're gonna predict and say what we want. Best debut game. Oh man, I'm excited about this. I was wanting to be
This one's
done with the
easy.
podcast today by 5 o'clock, but like Omega lol at this point. You know what I mean? We're getting through these predictions, and then
We'll refine it
we'll
in
go
like.
from there.
Well, it'll be nice and refined in episode like 30.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey man, we needed to talk about shows. We needed to catch up, and I also wanted to do these predictions, so it's fine. Let's see. All right. Best debut game for the best debut game created by a new independent studio. That's an interesting. Okay. Carry On, Mortal Shell, Raji, an Ancient Epic, Roki, and Phasmophobia. So I listened to the Kind of Funny Games cast where they did their predictions,
Oh,
so it
that's
gave me
you
a rough
cheating.
draft of. No, it just at least gave me a rough draft of all the games that were up for everything and all that. And I did hear some of their logics for some of their picks and whatnot. But like, I don't think any of them voted for Mortal Shell, and I think Mortal Shell is very possibly the winner. Like, what was it? Imran was saying that he thought Carry On had more of a shot than Mortal Shell, and I was like, really?
No.
But when it comes to just what people have talked about, I mean, it's Phasmophobia.
It's Phasmophobia. Yeah.
It's Phasmophobia. Let's be real.
Like they're all
both
good games.
betting.
Let's not
Yeah.
get it twisted. Like they're all. I haven't played Mortal Shell, but I've heard good things from Vizzy, so I want to play that soon because it's supposed to be like
Yeah.
pretty short too.
Yeah, I heard it was pretty good.
And I want to play Carry On, but like Phasmophobia has just it's like the Among Us. It's just it's
Yeah.
taken the world,
It's huge.
the gaming world by storm.
I don't really have a preference. I would say that I would want Mortal Shell to win just from what I've seen of that game, but I don't have a preference here. I haven't played any of these, so I'm not even gonna put a preference. Do you have one?
I think no. I think I'm the same.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Content creator. My voice is leaving me. Of the year for a streamer or content creator who has made an important and positive impact on the community in 2020. A lot of peers, shout out from my favorite podcast, Play, Watch, Listen. Everybody go listen to that. I'm really excited. After we finish this podcast, I'm going to do Postmates, and I have a new episode, and it's an hour and a half long, and I'm pretty hyped about it. J. Ann Lopez, that's a quick sidebar. Nick Merckx, Tim the Tatman, and Valkyrie. So this one was one of those where listening to the Kind of Funny, I was like, they are out of touch. Because from their picks.
And they're biased. They're
Well,
kind of because it's
sure,
like
but most of them didn't pick Alana or anything.
Really?
Like they were still like going on what they thought, but they're just in general. Most of them don't really watch a lot of Twitch streams or like or are even in that culture. Valkyrie is fucking huge.
Oh yeah.
And I don't think they realize that. Like, no one said Valkyrie. I was like, Valkyrie is one of the fastest growing streamers of this year. Like, if not, I think she is the fastest growing streamer of 2020. Like, she has some insane stat like that. So I'm going to say Valkyrie. Just fuck it. I want Alana to win, though.
Yeah, I'm gonna say Tim, but I want Alana.
I'm going to put what we want in parentheses. I'll share this doc with you afterwards.
Okay. Yeah.
But I'm going to put what we want.
I'm gonna say Tim because of
He's been nominated a few
the Fall
years.
Guys phenomenon.
That's fair.
When that came, like, man, everybody
So
was
good.
literally talking about it. It was
So
like
good.
it was insane. So
It was fantastic.
Yeah.
When he finally won, it was so good because
Yeah.
it was literally like days
oh, yeah, it was so
of him
long.
trying. It's great. Okay. Next category is best multiplayer for outstanding online multiplayer gameplay and design, including co-op and massively
Animal Crossing,
multiplayer
get outta here.
experiences, irrespective of game genre or platform. I'll read the categories and then I'll give you a side point.
Okay.
Animal Crossing: New Horizons, Among Us, Call of Duty Warzone, Fall Guys Ultimate Knockout, and Valorant. Real talk, if this game was on here, I would vote for Ghost of Tsushima Legends, but it's not on there. So I'm
Animal Crossing is terrible
It's okay, it's
multiplayer.
understandable.
Like, it takes forever to go to somebody else's
Crossing?
island. It's no, not.
Listening to the Kind of Funny one, Greg was like, a joke of a nomination.
Yeah, like it really is. Like, yeah, it's a fun game to play with your friends, but like, shit, it's terrible to play
Not
multiplayer.
good multiplayer.
Like, yeah, like
yeah.
this is tough. Like,
I'm saying Among Us. I feel like out of
it's between Among Us
all
and
of
Fall
the
Guys.
categories, yeah. Out of all of the categories, I just typed Among Us.
Among Gus.
Among Us.
We're all just among
where
Gus.
is he?
There's
Where
one
is
guy
he,
named
man?
Gus, and we're just among
We're
him.
among him. Oh my god. Yeah, out of all the categories that Among Us is nominated for, I feel like multiplayer is where it's gonna win. You know?
Yeah, I'm gonna say Among Us as well.
And then out of what I would want, I would probably say Fall Guys. I would probably want Fall Guys.
I think I just want Among Us because it was just a crazy how that game like blew up. Like, it's not even a 2020 game. It's just like
Wild.
really cool how
Came out in
it all happened.
2018. Yeah. Yeah, it is really wild. Let's see. Best sports / racing for
Love
the
them
best traditional
sports.
and non-traditional sports and racing games. Dirt 5, F1 2020, FIFA 21, NBA 2K21, Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 1+2. So this one's interesting because it's like usually at a lot of outlets. So to people, if you don't know how this is voted, because everybody every year, all the gamers are like, "Oh, I can't believe they fixed the vote.
Yeah.
Jeff Keighley made Death Stranding win."
Damn
That's
you,
not
Jeff.
how it works. Like literally, let's see. They outline it on the website as to how they work, but I'm pretty sure, at least in the past few years, 90% of it comes from. Here, no, go to the front page. I'll find it that way. 90% of the what goes into who wins is like a panel of jury members across the world and like different outlets and whatnot. So you have to think, when you're predicting, you have to think about like who is going to win based on like the industry and critics and whatnot. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's what you have to think about. There is now that I'm looking at this on the website, there is a player's voice section. I don't know what this is about.
That's where we get
There's
to
3
use our
rounds.
voice as gamers
Yes.
around the world.
You get 5 votes. Vote every round and find out who wins live. I guess it's just a player's voice. Boom.
Yeah.
This is the
It's
game.
it's like
they have 10
people's
games
choice.
here. Yeah. But you do... I can't seem to find it on this site right now. I had it up earlier. But you do have like a little bit of a voice, but it's not like, it's very minimal. Like, you can vote, but it's very minimal as to how that actually affects the outcome. So when it comes to like sports and racing games, it's very interesting because like these are people at the outlets that are gonna, like, the people who vote here are gonna be people who play the game.
Yeah.
But not every outlet has those people. So like, then I feel like it does fall on the relatively mainstream kind of people, and I feel like Tony Hawk's is what people would choose, those types of people. But
It's tough.
all
Like,
wild.
I don't know anything about Dirt, F1, or FIFA. I know
hear a lot of. I will say I actually do hear a lot of good things about Dirt 5. I feel like people really like that one.
but is it like comparable to like Forza?
This year, because
year?
Forza, there wasn't a Forza.
Yeah.
Forza, but I have heard from people that normally like Forza that Dirt was like what they were playing instead. So I don't know. Dirt 5's not a bad choice for sure. Absolutely. Also, if you guys want, it's at the bottom of the Game Awards website, where there's a thing that says jury. You can click that, and there's also, and it'll show you all the outlets that are voting and all the people that are voting. And then there's also an FAQ, and the award process.
I'm gonna go with FIFA.
Okay.
One, because it's EA Vancouver, so I gotta vote for Vancouver. And two, because soccer,
for your country.
Man, people love that shit.
They do, even though the microtransactions are like egregious in that game.
It's the classic, like, oh, I hate the microtransactions, and it's like, well, then stop playing the game. And it's like, well, I don't hate them that much.
I'm gonna say fuck it, and I'm gonna go with Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 1+.
I would want Tony Hawk to win. Yeah, I still haven't played that, but I want to play it.
Okay. And then next category, we have best sim/strategy. Best game. I definitely have a pick here. Best game focused on real-time or turn-based simulation or strategy gameplay, irrespective of platform. So the nominees are Crusader Kings 3, Desperados 3, Gears Tactics, Microsoft Flight Simulator, XCOM Chimera Squad. Those are the. I'm gonna let you go first, though, Tyson.
I'm going. So I played XCOM. I love XCOM 2. Played Chimera Squad. It's very. I only played probably a couple hours of it. I want to get back to it eventually, but it was cool. But my vote. I kind of want XCOM to win because I want more XCOM games, but I'm going with Microsoft Flight Sim.
That is a great, that's what I was considering as well. And in hindsight, oh man, because I know a lot of press really liked that game. Yeah. But it's if enough of the actual people who should be voting for this category are voting for it, like the RTS and strategy fans, Crusader Kings 3 is gonna win. If those people are voting, and those people are playing the games.
Game Pass, I think.
Oh, I don't know. But I know this as somebody who was watching, who just the other day was on Metacritic and looking at the best games of 2020. That game is a 93 or 5 or something. And it got it's one of the games that got a 10 from IGN this year. It's apparently, for people who really like strategy and role-playing games and stuff like that, really good. But, it's just doesn't fall in a lot of people's wheelhouse.
Yeah.
So it's if the people who do play those games are voting, then I feel like that's going to be it. But I feel like a lot of people aren't going to be those types of people, and they're going to vote for Flight Sim because a lot of people did play Flight Sim. But I'm going to say Crusader Kings 3. Why not? I don't have a horse in this race. I do plan on playing Gears Tactics. I downloaded it the other day.
Yeah, that's on Game Pass too.
But I haven't played it yet. Let's see. So now we have Best Family. Not even family game, just best family.
It's
best family.
The Matthews from Boy Meets World.
Matters. Exactly.
The Matthews family.
The same fucking joke.
The Tanners.
For the best game, it's that's a Raven family. That's who it is. It's Raven. It's the Simone family. It's Raven Simone. For the best game appropriate for family play, irrespective of genre or platform, Animal Crossing: New Horizon, Crash Bandicoot 4, It's About Time, Fall Guys Ultimate Knockout, Mario Kart Live Home Circuit, Minecraft Dungeons, Paper Mario: The Origami Trail, King, the Origami King. This one's super interesting.
Origami Trail, it's the Oregon Trail.
Well, I feel like there was a game called The Origami Trail.
Probably.
Am I losing my mind? I think that's why I said that. No, I'm curious. But this one's super interesting because Crash 4 got really good reviews, and people who played that really liked it and said it was genuinely a really good platformer. The Fall Guys was huge, of course. Animal Crossing, giant. Mario Kart Live Home Circuit. That's for people. If we're talking about
that's a dark
genuinely
horse.
By the genre, Like,
That is definitely the dark
I hear
horse.
that was really cool.
Minecraft Dungeons and Paper Mario. I don't think this is their year. I don't know. I don't really know about
out of
Crash.
this that I've played is Minecraft Dungeons, and that game is genuinely very good. But
I think it's either. Is Fall Guys really a good family game? I don't know. Like AC,
I would say so.
I would say AC and Mario Kart are the two.
I don't think Mario Kart got to enough people.
No, I don't think so either.
I'm gonna discount Mario Kart for me personally.
So then I'm going.
I don't think enough people bought it.
Animal Crossing, New Horizons.
Okay, I'll get that down for you while I consider.
I'm doing it
because I'm not sure. I feel like this one's a toss-up. This could be a lot of these. I don't have like a definitive which one it really is, but let me scroll up. I want to see what else was Animal Crossing nominated for. Not a ton else. I'm also gonna say Animal Crossing.
It's a safe choice, but
it's gotta be done.
But I think
I'm going to say that I want Minecraft Dungeons to win because that game is great, but there's no way it does.
I played it for a couple hours.
It's fun.
It was all right. It was okay.
Let's see. Best fighting. This is definitely not where I'm knowledgeable at all, but
not even best fighting game. It's just best fighting.
Best fighting.
Could be.
For the best game designed primarily around head-to-head combat, we have Grand Blue Fantasy Versus.
Oh yeah.
Mortal Kombat 11 Ultimate, Street Fighter V Championship Edition, One Punch Man: A Hero Nobody Knows, which I've heard is actually really bad, so that's interesting. Under Night In Birth EXE Late Clear is, I believe, how you say all of that. Fuck it, I'm gonna say Under Night In Birth because that seems like the most niche. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's not Mortal Kombat because Mortal Kombat is never. There is it there in the fighting community? Because I always thought that it was more.
I don't know.
Mainstream.
I know it's not Street Fighter. I would say because.
Okay, and I'm going Grand Blue Fantasy Versus.
Good call.
Also, because
that would have been my
that
second.
Picture looks dope, and if this was an RPG, man, I'd play that.
That is really cool art. Like 100%.
Like you could have all those characters in your party. God, I don't want that.
Yeah. Shout out to Genshin Impact, which we'll get to soon.
Right now.
In this next category, actually, best role playing for the best game designed with rich player character customization and progression, including massively multiplayer experiences. That's an interesting caveat. Okay. Final Fantasy VII Remake, Genshin Impact, Persona 5 Royal, Wasteland 3, Yakuza Like a Dragon. I did my best to not go woo after Genshin Impact, but I almost did.
So it's not Persona, Wasteland, or Yakuza.
That's I think it's very possibly Persona. I don't think it's Yakuza or Wasteland.
Because I think didn't Persona win this when it was just Persona 5?
Exactly, more reason
as
to why they even could now.
They didn't change that much. They're not gonna. It's literally just a remaster with a little bit of extra stuff. Have you played it?
Those Persona fans gonna come after you.
I'm a Persona fan. I platinumed Persona 5, the original. This is just more. It's a little bit. It has like a couple of new mechanics. It's exactly the same story. You're not gonna have it win
except for the end.
Again. No, I think the end's the same.
From what I have heard is that it is literally like Persona 5 but better. So why would it not win? You know what I mean? If Persona 5 won,
better. It's just there's things in it that are like, oh yeah, that's cool, but it's like the story's the same, and like everything is the same. There's just like, oh, here's an extra character. It's like whenever Persona 4 came out, and then you have Persona 4 Golden, like the story's still the same. I don't know. Like it's not gonna.
I mean, when it comes to Royal, I mean, they changed up like a lot some of the combat mechanics. Like the game
not really
is refined in it. Yeah, they did. They added like baton pass like a lot earlier. Like I had somebody who played like 10 hours of the original and then about 30 of Royal. I've heard more from other people when it comes to that, but I did hear that they
200
changed a lot of the
of
combat.
the original.
Damn, that's a lot.
And
That's a lot,
maybe
dog.
40 of Royal. Royal's good. It's not best role playing game good. Again,
I don't. I think your logic is flawed because if it won already and this is that, then it's like even more reason for it to win.
Why?
But also, I totally see
that doesn't make any
like,
sense.
It already won.
Exactly.
So
it's the same game, but just 2 years later. How?
Yeah, people are like, fuck it. This game's great.
That doesn't make any sense.
It's already been proven to be great.
That doesn't make any sense.
I'm gonna guess that it is
As-
Final Fantasy VII Remake.
Yeah, I think it's that as well. Genshin is close.
I'm putting that is what I want, of course, because Genshin is fantastic.
It's fantastic, but like there is a little. I'm just trying to think. Okay, with rich player customization and progression.
Yeah, but not everyone really goes by that. You know what I mean? Like, in an ideal world, they would go by the description, but people just see the game that they like and pick that a lot.
I mean, like
You know what I mean?
out of these 5 games, the best game is Final Fantasy VII Remake. That's just there's no other
Tyson fact.
that is just a fact. That is the fact. It is the best game out of those 5, hands down.
To everyone watching, I haven't played.
Any other opinion, you're dead wrong.
You heard it here first, at T Pellegrini on
You
Twitter.
can totally at me and tell me how right I am.
Because that's what they'll do.
Exactly.
Anyways, best action adventure. Do you want FF7 remake to win? Is that your preferred?
I want it to win everything.
Obviously. Oh my god. Best action adventure. For the best action adventure game, combining combat with traversal and puzzle solving. And I will say, before I even read off all these games, this is just where I look at all the cover art and I'm just like, this is my genre.
Yeah.
This is the genre I like the most, very clearly. Assassin's Creed Valhalla, Ghost of Tsushima, Marvel's Spider-Man Miles Morales, Ori and the Will of the Wisps, Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order, since that was cut off last year, sadly, and The Last of Us.
Ori's a platformer. I don't agree.
Yeah. I mean, is there a platformer genre?
There
for
usually
the
used to
Game
be, but maybe
Awards? I
not.
don't think there is. Yeah, it doesn't look like it this time.
Yeah.
If there was, then yeah, I would be in there. But I guess since there's not really one, action adventure would.
They've
be the
blended platformer into action adventure.
I just realized I hadn't been voting this whole time. I gotta go back and vote for all the ones I want.
This one's tough. This one's probably the only tough one right now. Like so far.
Yeah.
It's not Star Wars, just because.
Sadly.
Yeah, sadly, it's just
Great game.
Great game.
Literally, it was my favorite game of last year.
Can't
I
wait for
love
the
Star Wars.
sequel.
Like watching the hype trailer that Jeff made when like footage from that came up, I was like, "Fuck yeah!" Like I got so hyped.
I want the sequel because like I like the game, but I want them to refine like a lot of the stuff in it, and it's like I just want that sequel so that it's Jedi Fallen Order but better.
Yeah. I gotta keep the pop up preventing me from voting. I gotta keep voting.
Like-
We're gonna do it.
It's not Last of Us.
I don't think here.
No.
I don't think an action adventure.
Because it doesn't feel like an adventure.
It does. It's just a very sad one.
It's a traumatic adventure.
Yeah.
You know, if Cyberpunk was
The
like
people voting
here,
for this is where it's interesting.
this is probably where it would win as well. I might have to give it to your game.
I think I might as well, even though I don't think that it's not, I don't know.
This
one's
one
weird.
It's tough because like
I could literally see
combat and
any
traversal.
of these except Star Wars winning. Like I could actually see any of them winning except Star Wars. And
I don't
even
know
then,
about
I
don't know about Valhalla.
Critics really did like Valhalla though. Like more like one thing I was listening to, I don't think it was the same show, but I think it has a higher Metacritic than Odyssey, which is
Really?
wild from what I've heard. But yeah, let me look it up. Critics really liked it.
I mean, I like it. I still find myself when I go back to play it, I'm like, oh shit, it's 4 hours later and I'm still playing it. So it is a great game. I was just trying to think like,
I'm misspelling it apparently.
for me, it is more of the same like Assassin's Creed. I just
Yeah.
love Assassin's Creed. So
For PS5, it has an 85, but on Xbox Series X, it has an 84. On PC, it has an 84, and on Xbox One, has an 82.
it's rigged.
And on PS4, has an 80. Why is it so different across all the platforms? That's very weird. But yeah, it has an 85 on PS5, which honestly is like could be people just riding the hype train of like a new console, stuff like that, like new visuals. And Odyssey has an 83. So yeah, people did like it though.
It's either
I am going to say Ghost. Fuck it. And that's the one I want. Even though I have not finished the story, which I really should. I was thinking about that today. Because I moved because my capture card broke, so I can't stream anything anymore on console. So I moved my PS4 and my Switch into my living room. So I was like, I could just sit down and play Ghost here on the couch. Like I could. I wouldn't have the time to, but I could. So I might do that.
it's between Miles and Ghost for me.
Yeah. I could totally see Miles.
I'm gonna say,
Small.
but the thing is that it's a smaller game. Miles is,
Yeah, it's
so it's
definitely
tough.
smaller.
So I'm gonna say Ghost as well, but I want Miles to win.
Miles has an 85 on Metacritic.
Yeah.
That's kind of wild.
Oh, next one's easy.
Yeah, and Ghost has an 83. Okay. And what would you want? You would want Valhalla?
No, I want Miles.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
I want Miles to win. I want them to make
Jealous of
a
everyone
full
Who has played that game?
game of Miles Morales, not like a side
From
story.
what I've heard, I would really like the length, to be honest. It sounds like perfect. Okay.
Yeah.
Best action is the next one here. For the best game in the action genre focused primarily on combat. I thought that was best fighting. You know? Okay. So we have Doom Eternal, Hades, Half-Life Alyx, Neo 2, Streets of Rage 4. I'm going to say Hades.
Yep, same. That one's easy.
And I would want Hades as well, even though I've only played a little bit of it.
Yeah.
Doom Eternal, now on Game Pass on PC, so
I played Doom Eternal. It's
I
fun.
can do that.
It's good, but ain't no Hades.
ain't no party like a Hades party.
Exactly.
The Hades party don't stop. Innovation, accessibility, recognizing software and or hardware that's pushing the medium forward by adding features, technology, and content to help games be played and enjoyed by an even wider audience. Awesome fucking category to even exist. Fuck yeah. That's dope.
Yeah.
And then the nominees are Assassin's Creed Valhalla, Grounded, Hyperdot, The Last of Us Part 2, Watch Dogs Legion. There's no way The Last of Us Part 2 doesn't win this.
Yeah.
I'm throwing that out there. If it didn't, I would be
The accessibility
shocked.
options in that game should be in every game going forward from now until eternity. And then
when
and
they
then
started
more.
when that game came out, it was everyone was literally like this should be a new like industry standard now. Like it's pretty nuts. So I'm going to say that's what I would want to win.
There's a lot of industry standards that aren't in every games that it just sucks. It's just so lame.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Like what?
Well, like
I was waiting for you to be like 60 frames
well, yeah.
and an FOV slider. I thought that's what was coming. That's why I said
I
that.
feel like that should be yes. I was thinking of one I think last night when I was playing Immortals.
Did that miss the deadline or is that just not on here?
I think it missed.
I wonder. Really?
Because it came out last week.
Yeah.
And I think
Yeah,
the
that's
deadline
probably
was
fair.
when Cyberpunk
Damn.
was supposed to come out in November.
Yeah.
So
Okay. So we have best. What do you? If you think of what it was, let me know.
yeah, I will.
Now we have best VR/AR for the best game experience playable in virtual or augmented reality, irrespective of the platform. I do not have a horse in this race because I have not played any of them. Dreams, Half-Life Alyx, Marvel's Iron Man VR, Star Wars Squadron, The Walking Dead, Saints and Sinners. I going to guess Half-Life Alyx.
That's a good horse to back. I'm gonna go with Star Wars because I heard a lot of things about that game when it first came out.
Yeah.
That it was pretty cool in VR.
Okay, now we have best community support, recognizing a game for outstanding community support, transparency, and responsiveness, inclusive of social media activity and game updates/patches. Which I just want to remind everyone that Destiny 2 won last year. Shout out to Destiny 2. We have Apex Legends, Destiny 2, Fall Guys Ultimate Knockout, Fortnite, No Man's Sky, and Valorant.
Can I just say, can they update the thumbnail for Destiny 2? It's still us just holding Cade.
Yeah. Dude, I was listening to,
he's been dead for 2 years.
Yeah, in one of the Gamescasts I was listening to, I think it was literally about this category. Blessing's like, what came out this last year? Forsaken, right? Didn't Forsaken? And Imran's like, yeah, Forsaken. I'm like, guys, that was like 2 years ago. Like,
to be fair, Shadowkeep is very forgettable, but just put the Traveler on there. Like, I don't.
Yeah.
We have other.
Put the OG
there's
Destiny
other key
logo,
art
dude. Do it.
that's better than us holding Cade's dead body as we walk away. It's just like, come on.
Kind of sad. I'm gonna say. I feel like this could go to anyone here.
Yeah.
Like legit, I think people voting.
No Man's Sky had a
this,
huge
they're gonna
update
vote
this
all
year as
over the
well
place.
too.
Yeah, I don't know. I think people are gonna vote all over the place for this one. Like, I think this is just gonna be split. There's no like clear, so it's
gonna be a very
whatever.
close race.
I'll say Fortnite. Fuck it, why not? Destiny 2 won last year.
I'm gonna say Destiny 2.
It's fair.
Still Destiny 2. Like,
I was thinking.
I'm really going for
too.
their the small print under the category. Because it's like inclusive of social media activity and game updates, patches. Like, I don't think there's. Well, I'm not really in like some of the other communities, but like when you have like Deej and Damage and Cosmo for the community team, like I just don't think that there's that many people, or I just don't know if there are those standout people for like Fall Guys for Fortnite.
I only know of those people though because I play Destiny. You know what I mean? Like,
that's what I'm like.
I don't know how many.
Is there like Is there like the community support guy or girl for Apex?
Fall Guys social media was huge just last year. I mean, part of the whole Tim thing was because of them like coming back at him.
They're really good at their social media. So
so I was thinking about that, but I don't know.
I'm saying Destiny 2, and I want Destiny 2 to win, just so that it's still in the game awards in some aspect. Because I don't know if it'll ever win somewhere else, unless it gets like a huge overhaul.
Yeah. Best mobile game. For the best game playable on a mobile device: Among Us, Call of Duty Mobile, Genshin Impact, Legends of Runeterra. Shout the fuck out. Pokemon Cafe Mix, and that's it. Also, what a weird image for Runeterra. Like, what a fucking weird. That's literally like one character doing it weird.
They're not good at their key art, picking their thumbnails.
No, it's very odd. It's very odd. I'm gonna say Call of Duty Mobile won last year, by the way. I could totally see it being Among Us.
It's either Among Us or Genshin.
Yeah, it's either Among Us or Genshin. You know what? Just because I want it to be, I'm gonna say Genshin. But then I'm also gonna put Legends of Runeterra is what I really want. But like, that's not gonna win. It has a good player base though. Like, people like it.
I'm gonna say
it's not like Warcraft where I'm completely alone and it has a 28% on Rotten Tomatoes.
I'm gonna say Among Us as well.
Okay. Well, I said Genshin, so.
Oh, but you okay?
Good.
Yeah, I want
can
I
totally
want
see
Among
it
Us.
being Among Us, though. Yeah. You want it to be Among Us as
Yeah.
well? Okay.
I've fallen off the Genshin wagon.
Yeah, but like it's
Like,
still fantastic.
It's still
I
fantastic.
still played a
but I'm
lot
just
of it
like,
this year.
I played way too much of that game. Didn't
Yeah,
spend
you know
a
what I mean?
dime.
So, like,
Didn't spend a
Yeah.
dime.
I actually
But-
bought the Battle Pass one time, and that was it. Let's see. Okay, best indie for outstanding creative and technical achievement in a game made outside the traditional publisher system. Carry On, Fall Guys Ultimate Knockout, Hades, Spelunky 2, Spiritfarer. This is where I feel...
I still think it's gonna be Hades.
Yeah, that's fair. I'm going to say Spiritfarer.
I want to play that. I have it downloaded.
I've only played a little bit of it, but it is really good from what I have played.
I'm gonna say Hades.
You're going to say Hades?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to vote for Spiritfarer while I'm here. Okay. Best ongoing. Awarded to...
God, they
a
really have to
game for
finish.
Outstanding.
Best ongoing
What?
game. Please. It's so like you're not
Best
that cool.
ongoing.
Where it's just like
Hey, man.
best
It's implied. To be fair, like, I get it. It is implied. It's the Game Awards. You know, what else
I
are you
guess,
doing
but
it
it's
for?
just like it feels weird
It's
to say
kinda
like
weird.
best ongoing. Best ongoing what?
Yeah. Just finish it. Okay, awarded to a game for outstanding development of ongoing content that evolves the player experience over time. We have Apex Legends, Destiny 2, Call of Duty Warzone, Fortnite, No Man's Sky. I could see Warzone getting it here, because Warzone has had a really like big year. I could see any of these.
Yeah, I'm not in the Warzone ecosystem, so I don't know how big that is.
People really like it, and it has definitely grown, and like to the point where, you know, Black Ops Cold War came out this year and they didn't replace the BR. They're just like, Warzone's still the BR for the next year, which is kind of huge when it comes to like how Call of Duty operates. I'm gonna say it just because why not? I feel like any of these could happen here. I'll say Warzone. Might as well.
I'm gonna say No Man's
Want
Sky
Destiny 2.
because I got into No Man's Sky like crazy this year,
Yeah.
and it is so cool what they've like how much they've done with that game since it first came out. So I'm gonna say No Man's Sky, but I want again Destiny 2 to win.
Of course. We out here. Ball boys for life, you know what I mean?
Exactly.
Now we have Games for Impact for a thought-provoking game with a pro-social meaning or message. If found, Kentucky Route Zero TV edition, Spiritfarer, Tell Me Why, Through the Darkest of Times. The caption is very weird because it's like for a with a pro-social meaning or message. That one's interesting.
Yeah.
Because Spiritfarer is definitely not like a super pro-social message because it's about death.
I think it's just like a. Hey, I don't know. The wording on that seems a little weird.
Interesting. Yeah.
I'm gonna go with Tell Me Why. I haven't played any of these games, so this is kind of like a throwaway. I'm only going for Tell Me Why because whenever I hear it, people talk about Tell Me Why, it makes me think of the Backstreet Boys song.
Tell me why ain't nothing but
So that is that's the
acclaimed.
only reason I'm voting for it.
Tell me
I
why.
definitely want to play Tell Me Why and Spiritfarer. I haven't heard of the other ones.
I have both of them downloaded. I have heard of Kentucky Route Zero, but not a lot.
Kentucky Route Zero
Best
sounds like
performance.
a chicken joint.
That's Kentucky Fried Chicken.
No, I know, but I'm like,
I
let's get
delivered
some.
something from there the
Pick
other
me
day.
up, pick me up a bucket from Kentucky Route Zero. Like it works.
It works. You're not wrong, dude. Okay, so best performance.
Wait, who did you pick?
Quite. I picked Spiritfarer.
Spiritfarer?
I'm
Okay.
gonna pick Spiritfarer again. Best performance. I have quite an opinion here that of who I want to win, but who I think is gonna win is gonna be interesting. Ashley Johnson as Ellie in The Last of Us. Laura Bailey as Abby in The Last of Us. Daisuke Tsuji as Jin Sakai in Ghost of Tsushima. Logan Cunningham as Hades in Hades, which apparently he voices like a ton of characters in that game too, so it's not just Hades. Najee Jeter as Miles Morales in Marvel's Spider-Man, Miles Morales. I want it to be Ashley very badly. Ashley Johnson. There's one specific scene in The Last of Us Part 2 where I was like, holy fuck. This is the best acting I've literally seen in years. Like, it was incredible. But I don't know if she's going to get it. But this one's also kind of a toss-up. I don't know who they would.
For me, it's a clear win. Well, maybe not a clear winner, but like, it's clear who I am voting for and who I want to win.
I'm going to guess that it's Laura.
Yeah.
Everyone on the Gamescast said that too, and I was like, really? Like,
Yeah.
I didn't think Abby's performance was honestly that amazing. Like, it was good. It was obviously, like, that's such an understatement, because it's obviously great. It's Laura Bailey. Like, it's Naughty Dog. Like, it was obviously really good. But, like, it was definitely not the standout performance in that game to me. Like,
I think
Ellie
it was.
and
I think,
even
like,
Troy did a lot better. Maybe they had more to work with, but
I don't know. Like, I guess because I still, I don't know what it was with Abby, but Abby just felt, and like the more that I've thought about The Last of Us Part 2, the more I've like my opinions and thoughts about it always like are very fluid, and I go through a lot of different thoughts about the game. But like when I first played it, and then spoiler, well, I don't know, should we say spoilers? You play as like her.
Not
I mean,
sure.
people. There's a Game Awards. Everybody's played these games.
If you haven't,
you play as her.
skip the next 2 minutes.
And like after the game ended, I was like, man, I didn't like my time playing as Abby. And then like the more and more I thought about it, the more that changed, because I like my opinions of Abby changed, and like thinking about everything that she went through, like changed my mind and changed my opinion. And then it also changed my opinion on like how she acted and the performance that Laura gave, because before I was closed off. I was like, I don't like you. I'm not really going to pay much attention to you. But then the more and more that I thought about
Fuck
it,
off,
yeah,
you know what I mean?
The more and more that I thought about it, the more I was like, I not really related, but like I understood, and then I like appreciated like the stuff that she went through, and like, yeah,
Yeah, and that's totally fair, but I feel like that's more writing and game design than performance. Like, and that's not to say that she was bad. There was just no moment where I was like, holy fuck, that performance. Whereas with both Troy and Ashley, I had at least one of those moments for each of them. Whereas with Laura, there was no like, holy fuck, that scene. But like, there were definitely. It's not to say that she was not good, because she was incredible. Yeah. Like, she did do a very good job. But I don't know. I'm going to choose Ashley, because why not? I don't really... Laura's probably going to win, from what I've heard with you and literally everyone on the Gamecast. At this point, I feel like everybody's unanimously was with Laura. But I'm going to say Ashley. Why not? And then best audio design. Recognizing the best in-game audio and sound design. Doom Eternal, Half-Life Alyx, Ghost of Tsushima, Resident Evil 3, and then The Last of Us.
Very weird that Resident Evil's in there.
Yeah.
I didn't think of it
Wild
when...
to think that was this year.
Yeah. It was a good game. That's another short game that you could play. Probably like around 10 hours.
I'm not.
It's a fun game.
I'm never playing that.
No?
It's a horror game, so hard pass.
Oh, it's a great...
spooky.
It's more action. 3 is definitely more action than 2. But there's a lot of like jump scares then.
Yeah, no. Hard pass on the jump scares. I'm gonna say Last of Us.
Yeah, same. When reading those like the nominees and then thinking about audio design, and I would think about like the I forget what they're called. This like I guess the scars. Yeah, the ones that whistled.
The whistling.
Like that shit was
fights, yeah.
So intense, and even just like reloading guns and just everything about that audio was amazing.
My dog just yawned if anyone heard that. Yeah, I'm gonna say Last of Us Part 2 as well. Okay, let's see. Best score and music. For outstanding music, inclusive of score, original song, and/or licensed soundtrack. Doom Eternal, Final Fantasy VII Remake, Hades, Ori and the Will of the Wisps, The Last of Us Part 2. This one...
I don't remember there's much of a score in Last of Us. Just like
see, I definitely do. I mean, overall, even just licensed soundtrack, the music is kind of a backbone of the whole narrative theme of that game. Like...
Yeah.
I could totally see that.
There's a couple. Yeah, I guess there's a couple songs that like when Joel sings and stuff.
It's the whole through line is that one song. I want Hades though. That's what I want to win. Literally from like an hour of playtime in that game because that music is.
Oh, you're playing
so
or you're
good.
going with Last of Us?
No. Sure. Why not?
Solid choice.
Yeah. And then I'll say that I want Hades.
I'm 100% going for Final Fantasy VII Remake.
My dog will lay down. Okay. And that's what you would want as well.
Oh yeah, 100%. To take those songs that we heard 20-some years ago and like make them new and not just make it like an orchestrated version of it is just amazing.
Yeah. Okay. Let's do... Oh, I voted for the wrong one. I just voted for Last of Us 1. I wanted to vote for Hades. Oh well. My 0.00001%.
Watch, now it's gonna count and you're gonna be like, oh shit.
Damn. That's all it took. Okay, best art direction. We have for outstanding creative and/or technical achievement in artistic design and animation. Final Fantasy VII Remake, Ghost of Tsushima, Hades, Ori and the Will of the Wisps, and The Last of Us Part 2. I feel like Ori might get it here.
It's either
anywhere for Ori.
I was gonna say either Ori or Ghost because like art direction, because of like the photo mode, especially in Ghost, there was a lot of that going around when it came out. I remember, and like that game is very beautiful, even though I'm not a huge fan of it narratively and mechanically, which is literally the two aspects of a game. It's narrative and mechanics.
You're the only one, Tyson.
No, I'm not. There's not a lot of people that have beat that game.
That doesn't mean anything. That literally does not mean anything.
Are you
It does not.
high?
That's like when you ask me, you're like, oh, did you beat the game? I'm like, no, but name a game I beat this year, other than The Last of Us.
But like if the
doesn't mean
completion rate of a game is low, to me, that's not a good game.
No, absolutely not.
Yes,
Oh my
especially
god, the completion rate of like most games is low. Like most people don't finish video games. Absolutely.
No.
The completion rate for seriously, this is an actual stat. Like the completion rate for most video games that come out is low. The fact that The Last of Us had a
that's
really
not a
high
stat. That's
completion
just words. What's the actual
fact.
stat?
Oh, I mean, I can get it for you.
Exactly.
I can get it for you, but no, that's a real thing. Like Last of Us Part 2 was
well,
like.
that's a very different because people like hated that game because the big thing in the beginning.
Well, I'm saying most people like more people than usual beat that game. Like that game has a weirdly high percentage of completion, and it's like 25% or something like that. And that's massive in comparison to most games. Like, you can find it just by looking at the, like, if I had my PS4 in here, I'd turn it on and I'd look. You could go to your Horizon, like, trophy list and look at the stat for, like, the final trophy for beating the final mission.
38.2%.
And it's really low. What?
To me, like, Ghost of Tsushima, 38.2%. I haven't finished the game.
That's pretty high. That's
not high
for games. I'm telling you, dude. No, seriously, compare that to other games. I'm not joking. Like that is high. That is a high percentage. Like Last of Us. I'm curious what Last of Us was, but like it's not that high, and it is high in comparison to most games. Like, I'm telling you, most people don't beat video games, dude. You're like most people have lives and they finish. Like most casual people just like don't pick it back up, you know.
So, but that's the thing.
They
It's
go
like
about their lives.
the people. But I'm talking about like gamers.
Sure, but that's
I'm not talking about the
something that
goddamn
we
normies
necessarily know.
that are like, oh, is there a new Star Wars game? Oh, I'll pick up Battlefront 2. I'm not talking about
but
them.
like that's not something that we necessarily know. It's not a.
But
way
the thing is
find
when
that.
I talk to when the people in like our circles, if none of them have finished this game, to me that's not a good game.
Well, that's such a binary. Like that's so limiting.
No.
There's so many other factors than that. Like, I don't. That's not a way to
No.
judge a game at all.
Yes. If you like a
Yeah,
game,
that's a hot take.
if you like a game like so much,
Tyson hot take.
no, dude, why would you? That doesn't make any sense. If you like this game, you're like, oh my god, this is the best game ever, but I'm not gonna finish it.
Just saying, it's a hot take.
That's so
Hot take,
like
dog.
it's like with Final Fantasy VII Remake. I love that game so much. It is my personal game of the year. I've beaten it twice, and I already want to play it again.
I mean, that's just that's an anomaly.
No, it's not. For people who platinum
Dude,
games.
I can name on one hand the amount of games that I've beaten twice. Like one hand, maybe.
It's like with
Uncharted
Odyssey. I
3.
played that game twice to completion.
That's insane.
I played Final Fantasy X, like, I don't know, probably over 10 times to completion.
Yeah. I mean, I'm telling you, you're.
But isn't
an outlier.
when people don't
It's a
like games, they
huge
stop
outlier.
playing them.
Yeah, but they also stop playing them for other reasons. Like it's not
they
that
don't-
is such a binary limiting.
But they don't
it's
go
not
and they're like,
just that
oh,
one reason.
Yes, but it's a pretty big indicator that a game is not that great to not pull you back in
You
to
can
finish
say
it.
that it's an indicator. I will agree that it can absolutely be an indicator. But just because a lot of people didn't finish it doesn't mean it's a bad game.
Well, when
like,
if none of the people in our circles have finished this one game, then to me that is a bad game.
Which I do know of at least 2 people who've beaten it. I don't know of like the amount of people who have started and not finished. Like I know my friend Andrew has played it and beaten it. No, Eric, not one Eric, but a different Eric. I know he beat it.
Eric number 2.
But I don't really know who else played it. I know that I played it.
I remember a lot of people playing it when it first came out. A lot of people did.
I have no idea.
A lot of people played it. I played it. I got to
I'm
like the
telling you,
third
you're an
act, and I was
outlier,
like,
though. It has
"This
an
is still just
83 on
more."
Metacritic, like,
It is.
it's a
It
highly
is.
rated game.
It is. Like I said,
Saying.
the narrative and the mechanics I could do without. Just give me that. Just give me the photo mode. That's a good game right there.
My God, I'm trying to find the stat for like. I was trying to look at literally any game and like find the trophy that is like complete the game and look it up on psnprofiles.org or whatever the fuck. But I can't find what the trophy is for like complete the game. Like I'm trying to look on Horizon and they're all like, you know, kill these machines. I'm like, fuck, just show me the final one. But oh well. All right, let's see.
I stand by my hot take of Ghost of Tsushima. People think it's people are I don't know how to say this. It's an okay game. It was very bloated, and the mechanics are not that great.
That is what I will say as a hot take, and you're in the minority on. That I have heard from other people that's bloated, and that well, not even really. I've heard from other people that it's
The narrative
a little
is
bigger
boring
than
as
they'd
fuck.
like. I've never heard the bloating. I've not heard that from a single person. Everyone that I know that's played this game really likes the narrative.
All of the
and
extra
definitely
stories.
the mechanics really likes
All
the
of the
mechanics.
extra
the mechanics
stories
is the
are
one thing
cool.
where I'm like that I don't.
But the story of just like, oh, here's this one bad guy that like then he's gonna you almost get to him, and then always like, oh no, I'm not gonna. I'm the main bad guy. Then you see him again in the middle of the story. Then you're like, then he backs up. He backs up north of the map, and I'm just like, oh my god, that it's so.
This is not surprising. As somebody who hasn't even gotten there, I'm like, this is kind of what I expect.
Exactly. Yeah. That is not. That's just not lazy. It's just like it's predictable. It's boring. It's just like I don't. It's just vanilla.
Sure.
And so,
Sure.
and that's why I do not like the narrative. It's just very play by play. Oh, main character loses person close to him. Okay, well then that reignites fire under main character. So now he has a burning desire to kill villain. It's very like hero's journey, and I just don't.
Dope. Sounds good to me. I can't comment on that though. But the main thing that always weirds me out is when you're like mechanics. That's the only that I'm like I've heard no one else complain about.
Because I played Sekiro like last year.
Say that they wish they had a lock-on button. That's it.
Oh yeah, that too.
It's the closest.
Oh, there you go. Accessibility. That sprung this whole, and it came full circle, is that you can't change the buttons on Ghost of Tsushima.
That's such a stupid complaint.
What?
Most games on console, you can't change the buttons. Most games on console, you can't change the buttons.
No, but that should be...
It's just a thing.
No, but don't you think that should be an accessibility...
Sure.
So that's... Yeah.
But, like, it's not exclusive to Ghost.
It's not, but, like
at all.
Now the industry... Like, a lot of industry standard games...
I don't even know if you can do that in Last of Us. I don't think you can rebind.
Yeah, you can. Well, you can the shoulder buttons.
I think you can change certain things. Like, yeah, I think you can swap like shoulder and.
But like I'm
the
saying,
bumpers,
the industry
but, like,
standard
you can't
now
rebind.
has shifted, and I don't know if it's Souls games that have.
Not.
Yes, it has.
It should, but it absolutely has
No, has
not.
shifted to.
Name
has
me a
shifted,
game on console that you can rebind.
I'm not saying rebinding. I'm saying has the industry standard is shifting the what is it? The shoulder buttons to attack and like heavy attack or whatever.
Oh, sure, but that's such a.
What?
Sure.
And so you have this one game.
I mean, it's not always the case. I don't think that is necessarily an industry standard yet. Like, Odyssey does it, and that's like
Souls
what,
does it.
R1?
Phoenix Rising does it.
I'm trying to think of other, like, what are other... Horizon is for the range, you know, it's L2, R2.
But you don't really
But
melee. Yeah, you don't really melee
I'm
in
trying
that
to
much.
think, what is the spear button in that game? I don't actually know.
It is square.
I think it might be R1.
No.
Is it square?
Yeah,
I think it might be square.
I can't remember.
I don't know. I agree that I technically prefer the shoulder button, but like I don't think it's an industry standard yet, and I don't think it's necessarily
I think
a huge deal.
In those kinds of games, it is. Because like even in like Mortal Shell, I'm pretty sure that's the combo there. The only one that doesn't do it is Devil May Cry, but Devil May Cry has combos, so I don't really know how. It's almost like a fighting game, where it's like that is it's a little bit different than just like your main action game. I don't know, but yeah, the lock on, not being able to change your attack buttons. Those are my big issues with Ghosts. And then they're like, "Oh no, but here's
fair,
a
man.
multiplayer instead."
That's very good and genuinely the best multiplayer experience I've had all year. But you know, that's fine. Best art direction. What are we gonna choose for this?
I'm choosing Hades.
Hades. Okay. I'm gonna choose Ori. And
Ori's a good game.
I'll say that I want Ghost to win, yeah. Oh. Then the next... Do you have one that you would want here?
No, I think, well, I
Fantasy.
guess Final Fantasy, but I don't think it's going to win for art direction.
Yeah, that's like not the category where it would. Next one is Best Narrative, which is for outstanding storytelling and narrative development in a game. 13 Sentinels, Aegis Rim, Final Fantasy VII Remake, Ghost of Tsushima, Hades, The Last of Us Part 2. This is an interesting one.
It's still Last of Us for me.
it's like, it's one of those things where it's like, probably because this is mostly critics who are voting on this. But like, even a lot of, I know some critics still were in that divisive camp, but I don't think it was the majority of them. Yeah, definitely not.
I mean, narratively, out of all these games, well, I've played 4 of them. The narrative, I guess, to me, doesn't really feel like it's that forefront in Hades. It's almost like how there's lore in Destiny. How it's like...
I don't know. Even from what I've heard of people who have, like, beaten or who have, like, cleared a run or whatever, you know, gotten all the way out. And even from the little bit that I've played, the main compliment that Hades gets is the fact that it is a roguelite or whatever, and it is like you are going through and doing runs and getting better and going further and further each time. But in most roguelites, there's not really much of a story, whereas in this, you are changing the world as you go in. Like, characters do say new things to you when you, like, the story is not it's like completely ingrained in the gameplay loop in that game, which is super fascinating.
Yeah.
So I think this could get narrative when it comes to that, based on not just the quality of the narrative, but how it's formatted. You know what I mean? The structure of the narrative in Hades is really impressive. That makes sense.
Yeah, I still just feel that, like, it's...
But I'm gonna say Last of Us.
It's Last of Us, 100%. I would want Final Fantasy, obviously, to win.
My God.
It's the best game of the year. It is.
I cannot confirm nor deny.
It's a game that I've beaten twice, and I already want to play in the same year. And I don't think there's many games like that out there. And it's not a short game either. Like,
Last of Us is such an interesting thing because of all the fucking, like, controversy of it this year. You know what I mean? I just don't. It's weird. But yeah, most of that was not with the critics. So I'm gonna, yeah, it's Last of Us. I'll say it.
even if it was with the critics, like, the controversy almost makes it. It's the Red Dead Redemption 2 of this year, where it's like it is a divisive game, which makes it one of the best games.
Yeah, but it was like real divisive. Like, it was real bad. Like, it was not a good discussion.
Well, you have, like, the angry gamer boys who are just like, oh, women in my video games. Give me my give me my boob armor. Like, those, yes. We don't even talk about those because their opinions don't matter. I'm sorry, they don't, because it's not an educated opinion. It's just a wah. I want things like I want.
Loud earlier this year.
Yeah. But like, when there is, like, actual critical divisiveness, I feel that is indicative of a very good piece of art, especially in, like, in games and movies. When something is very divisive, it means that it makes you think a lot. Red Dead Redemption was a little bit divisive for different reasons, but
yeah, the controversy behind that game was very different.
Yeah. I feel like Cyberpunk's going to be very divisive as well.
Maybe. I don't know. Game's going to be interesting.
Yeah.
Let's see. Next one is Best Game Direction, awarded for outstanding creative vision and innovation in game direction and design. Final Fantasy VII Remake, Ghost of Tsushima, Hades, Half-Life Alyx, Last of Us. I want to give this to Last of Us. Game direction? I feel like that's very clearly Naughty Dog. You know what I mean? Like, and what they did with the narrative is very, like, the controversy behind that game, to tie it back into what we were just talking about, is based on the narrative design. Yeah. It is based on the design and the direction that was given for that game structure-wise. Like, and the people who really like it, that bold and like interesting and different structure is why it worked for the people who really liked it. So I'm gonna say Last of Us.
Like, I liked it, like months after playing it. While I was playing it, I feel like this is just a length issue, whereas like both sort of parts took a little too long. It could have shaved off like, I don't know, 5 hours of each.
Yeah.
There was a little too much, like, I don't know if it was just traversal or just what they could shave off, but like I liked that duality of this game because
Yeah.
you just see how morally gray everything is. Because like in the first game, you have Joel who's bad, but then you have Ellie who's like innocent,
Which a lot of people didn't see as bad until the
or
end.
I meant as good. I meant as good.
Yeah, I was about to say,
but like, yeah,
Joel's bad like at the end, but
yeah.
that's, like,
So he
just
makes
a
like
choice,
a morally gray decision, and that almost kind of sparks the fire of like this morally gray like universe of Last of Us, because all of Last of Us 2 is just morally gray. Everybody is justifiable in their own mind, which makes them all heroes and villains. And I feel like but yeah, like what we were saying about how the narrative is kind of entwined with the direction. It's kind of goes hand in hand. So yeah, I was gonna go with Hades as well, because you were talking about how the narrative kind of changes the world as well.
Hades is also a good pick.
But I'll go. You know what? No, fuck it. I'm gonna go last, or I'm gonna go Hades.
Okay. That leaves the big shebang.
I love
like,
my game of the
2
year.
hours into this, or however long. Let's see. That leaves the big boy game of the year.
I think it's a
Recognizing
clear
a game
winner.
that delivers the absolute best experience across all creative and technical fields. Doom Eternal, which is the one that surprises me. Final Fantasy VII Remake, Ghost of Tsushima, Hades, Animal Crossing New Horizons, and Last of Us Part 2. Most of these nominations were not surprising. The Doom Eternal one was a little like, really? Because I know it didn't get as great of reviews as people wanted it to.
Yeah.
When it first came out.
Especially because it's a sequel, so you would think that you would want it to be. I mean, it is sort of. It's technically.
Actually, it has a really good Metacritic.
It's technically really better than the first, but narratively, I don't know. It's a fun game.
I've heard a couple people that didn't like it as much as the first one. You know?
Yeah.
This one's interesting.
Interesting, but there's a clear winner.
Is there?
Yeah.
What's that?
The clear winner of Game of the Year 2020 from the Game Awards is Animal Crossing New Horizons.
Wow, okay.
That game has reached reached like, well, I don't know if it's reached the Fortnite levels, but like it's reached the levels of like non-gamers asking questions about this game where you're on an island, and I remember people from work like asking me like, "Oh, have you heard of this like Animal Crossing game?" This game has, and it's obviously because of the pandemic that like it's really. I wonder what this game would have been like if we weren't in like a global pandemic when it came out.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's Animal Crossing.
Wow, interesting. I feel weird because looking back at this list, I've given so many predictions to The Last of Us Part 2. But like way more than I thought I would. But I don't. I might say it again. I think it's between those two. I don't know.
I wish Final Fantasy would win. Man, so badly, but it's tough competition.
Definitely putting that in your preferred.
Yeah. It's very tough competition. And like I'm just thinking about like impact and people still playing it today.
See, what's interesting is that Game of the Year, people usually vote for like what was the game of the year, what was the zeitgeist like in the conversation, you know? But it says recognize a game that delivers the absolute best experience across all creative and technical fields. It's not what that is. Like, and like, I know people don't always follow that, but still.
Remember Overwatch won it one year because that was just like the flavor of the year. That's what they should call it. Because it's not like the best
flavor of the year.
It's not the best like technically and narratively game. It's the best game that is talked about by gamers, and it has reached the facets of the industry, where people outside of the industry are talking about this game, like Fortnite. What, did Fortnite ever win Game of the Year?
I don't think Game of the Year, no. Well, maybe. I don't know.
I don't know, because it's never really it never got released.
Yeah.
It was always in beta forever.
I'll say Last of Us to be different. I really don't have a strong feeling one way or the other as to what is going to win when it comes to predictions. Like, I really could see it being either of those two.
Yeah.
Honestly, it could be. No, I don't know. I think it's gonna be one of those two, and I think that The Last of Us Part 2 is what I'm gonna say. Gonna vote for Ghost of Tsushima, but I'm not gonna win. That's all my votes. I voted for everyone. All in there. Oh God!
I'm liking.
My Discord crashed.
I'm liking these.
Oh no!
predictions.
My Discord just crashed. Am I back?
I don't think. Oh no!
Hello?
You were grayed out for a second.
My Discord just totally crashed. Like, am I back?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well. Huh.
That was weird because you just stayed on the call too.
Yeah. Yeah. It just shut down. It gave me like a Windows notification about something. About storage space, which I don't know why I would need. I have 3 terabytes free. I don't know what is going on there. But I guess we should wrap it up since my storage space is.
That's fate right there.
Running out. Oh my God. But yeah, so these are the Game of the Year predictions. Tyson, I'm willing right now to make a pizza bet with you about this, because I always like making pizza bets, and no one will ever make them with me. If you win,
I don't even know how we do this, because we can't call a pizza place and we'll just have to PayPal each other.
Oh, maybe, yeah. But what if you win? I mean, I'm sure it could work. I could order it online from a place in Canada, right? Like,
maybe. I don't know.
I think so.
We'll figure it out. That's future Teddy and Tyson's problem.
But we'll figure it out. If you win, you have to send me pizza. If I win, I have to send you pizza. Or food of your choice if you want. But I'll say
you want your pizza bet? I will give you a pizza bet.
Let's do it. Let's do it. Now I got shit riding on it. I better not have fucked up on these esports picks.
Oh man, those esports picks are gonna give me my pizza.
They're gonna be the make or break. Yeah, which is really sad. But anyways, this was Tyson and Teddy Talk episode 1. Normally they're not gonna be this long, but
it's the first episode, and then it's the Game Awards. That's a good time to be a long episode. Also, what if we tie?
Absolutely. That's a good question. Then
we just roll it over. We just roll it over to the next bet so that it's 2 pizzas.
I guess, yeah. We have to just find something else to bet on. Yeah, that's fine. But yeah, thank you for watching. If you're not watching or listening on this, you can go to Tyson and Teddy Talk on YouTube. There's a channel, and this will be there. This will also be on my YouTube channel, but it'll be there if you want all of the content with just us two. It'll all be in one place. It's in its own RSS feed. You can find me on Twitter at Teddy Chinaris and Twitch at Teddy Chinaris as well. Instagram, trying to think anything else, probably not. Just, find me out in the streets.
No, don't find out in the streets. Stay home. Wear your masks and stay home.
That's right, yeah. Don't catch me in the streets or at home.
Yeah, don't catch me at home. That's
just catch me on the internet. Yeah, that's much worse.
You can find me at Tyson Pellegrini on Twitter. T Pellegrini on Twitch and Instagram Pellegrini_17. Or no, I think I'm just Pellegrini7. I don't know. I barely even post on Instagram. I gotta get better at that one day in the future. Not today. Today's not that day.
You use the stories a lot.
I used to. I might do a top 10, or maybe I should do a top 20 songs of 2020. That's very. I like it. It's very. Yeah. What is it? I don't know. Just very fitting. 20 songs. Yeah. 2020.
2020. There you go.
So I might do that on Instagram. I don't know. We'll see. But
All
Catch me
right.
on Twitch. That's where I'm going to be trying to stream more as well.
There you go. There you go. Look at this man. He's out there. He's out there doing things.
I'm trying.
Just like we'll be out here doing things next week. Thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, smash that bell, you know?
What is it?
Smash that bell. You're about to do
Remember
a
that?
preface.
Remember that? Yeah, that's what he would always do. And he was like,
Yeah. What did he say? He said something. We're talking about him like he's dead. He's still there. I don't
Gone
know if
too
he's still doing a
soon. Gone
brofist.
too soon, young
Rest in peace,
pewds.
Beauty Pie. Rest in peace, guys. All right, y'all have a good one. Bye.
Peace.